sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, listeners and learners, those who are listening, watching, the truth of science and spirituality, language to literature. Today is Saturday, 19th of October. It's nice time, nice place, nice section. We are appreciating our holy Indian culture and history. Dear friends, as our students, scholars studying in the different universities of India and international universities, that we are the founders, starters, beginners and initiators in the different fields of agriculture, industry, communication, transportation, railways, post office, banks, hospitals. We are known as creators, generators and operators. No doubt, our country is the representative, even we can say the most representative nation of the world, because it is the largest democratic country with 145 crore people population. It has. What is the definition of democracy? Actually, this definition was given by Abraham Lincoln, by the people, of the people, for the people. Where is the largest number of people? That is India. Because of the density of people, it is well known in the world. It has small land but large people, large number of people. In spite of it, it has its cultural identity in the world in the form of unity and diversity. India's holy land is known by being multicultural and multicolored. It is the natural identity of our nation. Dear friends, as we have studied different scriptures of this holy nation, all holy books and scriptures were written in the presence of nature by the blessing of God. There are innumerable ways, numberless ways to attain God realization. Amongst all those paths, I have found a unique path which is unknown. It is I belong to God. You may perceive this as ordinary, but in my opinion, it is extremely unique. Each one of us is God's child. It is not a usual fact. This renders God realization exceedingly easy. Swamiji says, earlier you instructed us regarding seeking refuge in God and chanting His name. Then you asked us to regularly repeat, "Oh my Lord, oh my dear Lord, I must never forget you." And now you are telling us to accept our belongingness to God. Which of these sadhanas should we follow? Then Swamiji replies, follow which I am instructing. Which I am instructing. Now, all sadhanas are excellent, but accepting that God is mine, this makes us close to God. The closer we are to God, the better the worship becomes. Next question was, carrying out all deeds diligently or disregarding our belongingness with the material world or accepting our belongingness to God, which among us the three sadhanas is most appropriate to break away from our attachment and aversion and attain liberation. Then Swamiji replies, accepting our belongingness to God is the foremost sadhana. Because of our acceptance of the belongingness to God, by the virtue of God's grace, attachment and aversion are also resolved. Equivalency also comes, serenity is also attained, and liberation is also fulfilled. Because in our agents we are fragments of God. By correcting these agents, everything else gets corrected. If you wish to effortlessly experience God, it is my request that you must accept I belong to God. This practice is much. For instance, a daughter in your family, once married, accepts that I belong to my husband's place. Similarly, you must accept that I belong to God. This is an extremely effortless and preeminent sadhana. God has Himself specified this as the ultimate unfold secret in the entire instruction of the Gita. The term has been used only once. I am barely stating this with folded hands that, in my opinion, this is the foremost sadhana. I feel so in my heart that if we accept that God belongs to us, God is mine, if this is accepted, then a whole lot of our work is done. We have already come quite close to God. All that you wish to depart from would be achieved by God's grace, God's strength only. In Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, both sadhana means path and sadhya means destination are distinguishable, whereas in Bhakti, that's why I keep on emphasizing that you must accept your belongingness to God. God is our Father. Each one of us is His beloved son and daughter. Accept this and consider most of our work completed. Relationship with God, that I belong to God. A relationship is ever existing. Once the relation is embraced, then both remembrance occurs inherently and doesn't have to be practiced. It happens without any effort. I have a mother in this manner. We have accepted our mother. So now we are not like a rich man is always proud from within that I have so much money. Similarly, you should also at all times feel proud from within that I belong to God. However you are, you must never disregard the fact that but I belong to God, God belongs to me. Your mind must never dwindle from this principle. There is no equivalent path. There is no equivalent path. No ability, no strength, no privilege than acceptance of our belongingness to God. In the acceptance of God's belongingness, the mind, the intellect are not required, whereas in other sadhanas, the assistance of the mind, the intellect, etc. are required. Even with the persisting absence of certain traits in a seeker, God chooses to concentrate only on the belongingness and not the absent traits. Because our belongingness to God is absolute. He who accepts his relation with God rises above the ordinary. He becomes a Sant Mahatma. He attains serenity and eternal joy. So accept that God belongs to you and relax. I belong to God. Never forget this, and you will certainly experience God. You will be naturally introduced to satsang and Sant Mahatmas. The most exceptional thing is an eternal relationship with God by the virtue of the acceptance of the relationship, chanting of God's name, meditation, kirtan, etc. Whereas, example, by sleeping, the marital relationship doesn't vanish. Similarly, in forgetfulness or sleep, our relationship with God is perpetual and ever existing. There is exertion in performing chanting, etc. But a relationship is never tiny. This relationship is immediate and eternal, like Mary's breaks. God belongs to them. Not even God can break this. The jiva or the embodied soul is a fragment of God. Therefore, if he connects with God by any means, he is certainly liberated. Relationship with God invariably leads to supreme welfare. Those who took God by enmity, that is, and those who loved God utterly were also liberated, but those who failed to establish any relation were not liberated. If someone expresses that God is mine, it is extremely please the Lord. In reality, except for God, there is no one whom we can call Arch due to your materialistic tendencies. You might become ignorant of God, but God never forgets you. One important question is being asked here. After acceptance of God's revelation, can God be realized even on persistence of worldly desires? Swamiji replies. Swamiji answers here, yes, God can be realized even on persistence of worldly desires, and the desires will not persist once God is realized. The principal mistake has been the erroneous embarrassing of what is not much. That is, body, senses, mind, intellect, and who belonged to us. We did not embrace that God. This single blunder encompasses every other mistake. In mathematics, on omission of even a single step of a digit, everything becomes incorrect and no mark is awarded. That is why you must at least accept I belong to God and God is mine. To eternally reveal the Lord and to acquire His perpetual love, it is a must to embrace the fact that God is mine. Like a child declares that the mother is mine, similarly, God is mine. The sentiment of belongingness towards God is the mantra for eternal love. It reveals the presence of God. You must invoke this feeling from within that why is my mother not taking me in her lap? You must firmly believe that God belongs to you. This will have an immense outcome and your existence will prove victorious. My heart will be extremely delighted if you do so, and you will also be happy. You will be blissful. This acceptance is pure profit with no loss of any kind. This wisdom is not ordinary. It is the conclusive essence of the Vedas, Gita, and Ramayana. Even the truth will remain absolute. It can never be a lie. You just have to embrace it from your end. And then, even if a void persists, it will be up to God to seal it. But you must never disregard this. Once accepted, keep on reiterating, I belong to God. This will naturally make you pristine and pure. Is God feebler than a philosopher's stone, which transforms metal into pure gold? The purity which is attained by acknowledging the relationship with God can never be attained by our endeavors. The benefit which is not obtained even after years and years of satsang will be achieved in a single day by accepting our belongingness to God. The stronger one associates with people and material objects. The lesser one feels about his belongingness towards God when it is properly understood and acknowledged that in the entirety of the limitless cosmos there isn't even a speck of an object which belongs to us. Even the body, senses, mind, intellect, ego doesn't belong to us nor exist for us. Then only can be the actual quintessence experienced and understood. Actions by any of the three bodies, introspection and trance, means samadhi, even they are not arch nor of any use to us. Only after the departure from our assumed relation with action, introspection, and trance, what is achieved, that quintessence only is ours and for us. We are fragments of God only till the time a human being has assumed that the body and the world are his and exist for him. Till then he will listen, learn, orate and lecture, but will not adequately understand the quintessence. The advancement of a seeker will not be substantial until the relationship with God is acknowledged. Whereas the progress would be effortlessly humongous if it is acknowledged, I belong to God. Accept this from within, and your spiritual standing will transform. Furthermore, there will be a comprehensive change in you. You will attain peace, and doubts will be cleared, and confusions will resolve. Oh, dear Lord, I belong to you. Accept this much from within, and all your worldly affinities will loosen by themselves. You will not have a struggle to loosen those earthly ties. Recently, this thought has been ruminating with me a lot. To embrace our eternal relationship with God, it has been particularly coming to my mind that you must anyhow accept your relationship with God. You may accept God as your son, your father, your mother, your brother, your friend, your guru or teacher, your disciple, your master, your servant, or whoever you expect him to be. Just accept this much, and it will be tremendously beneficial. You may or may not accept, that is your wish, but I'll keep on reiterating that is my duty, and I'll adhere to it even if you wish not to accept this. I will not be upset with you, but certainly my heart will not be content. Any sadhana or spiritual practice can never be continuous, but a relation is ever existing. A seeker can pursue any form of sadhana, but must agree on his exclusive relationship with God. Until the time relation with another exists, till then the sadhana is not absolute. Until the time relation with another exists, till then the sadhana is not absolute, but you believe to be the path towards God realization is not the actual path towards God realization. True sadhana happens only when you accept your relationship with God. For instance, when a married woman visits her mother's place, even while performing all obligations, she never disregards the fact that she is married. Similarly, if you wish to attain God realization, then reading, even while residing in this material world, you must agree from within on your relationship with God. Do not agree within on your relationship with God. Do not agree to associate even with a sant or a guru, but do respect their teachings. Once you accept that you belong to God, then all your actions will be sadhana for God realization. Only I belong to God. God belongs to me. This is the true sadhana. God belongs to us. We belong to God. If the Lord's relation is embraced in this way, then you will not have to purposely try and remember God, but instead you will innately remember Him. In our worldly routine, we have observed that a person is respected based on their material wealth, but in God's routine, one is respected if they are related to God. Just by accepting your relationship with God, all your losses, all your worries, all griefs, and all clutter will resolve. You will become absolute. It is said that the realization of God is extremely effortless, and it is also told that the realization of God is extremely difficult. If one goes by set norms and regulations, then the realization of God is extremely difficult. But if the heart has a genuine passion for God, then it becomes extremely effortless. Like a child asserts that the mother is mine. Similarly, God is ours. The heart should have such simple passion. It is exceptionally difficult to attain God realization. If the heart lacks passion, God receives passion. If a child asserts that the mother is mine, what regulation will be applied in this? The child never deems if he is qualified or suitable. By the virtue of his affection, he fondly and completely dominates his mother. Similarly, God is mine. Simply accept this. If the child cries, the mother has to attend to her child irrespective of what she was doing. Therefore, simply and honestly hail, O Lord, O my dear God, O my dear Lord, God is mine. This one truth surpasses everything without asserting any rules and regulations. One should particularly develop this single trend. God is mine. The passion for belongingness should be exceptional and foremost. Disregard every other fact. Don't focus even on your